Welcome to Cat Facts Funny, and thank you for being here. This is a quiet space where we slow down, observe gently, and allow small animal behaviors to reveal larger meanings. Today's moment is not dramatic, not loud, and not meant to impress anyone at first glance. It's a soft interaction that happens so often, many people stop noticing it altogether. And yet, for cats, repetition is rarely accidental. Somewhere in your home, perhaps right now, a cat is reaching out with a single paw. Not to grab, not to strike, not to demand attention, but simply to touch. The pressure is light, almost hesitant, as if the contact itself matters more than the result. Many people smile and move on, calling it cute or habitual. But for a cat, touch is never empty. In this episode, we are not here to rush to conclusions. We are here to sit with the behavior long enough for it to speak. When your cat gently paws you, it is not a reflex, and it is not meaningless. It is a choice made in a very specific emotional moment, and that moment deserves our attention. A memory that lives in the body. Every cat carries a history that began long before you met them. That history does not live in stories or images, but in muscle memory and sensation. As kittens, touch is how safety first arrives in their world. Warmth, rhythm, and repeated pressure form the earliest map of comfort their nervous system ever learns. When a kitten presses its paws into its mother, something important happens internally. The body learns that gentle pressure can regulate fear and hunger at the same time. This association does not disappear with age, even when the context changes completely. It becomes stored knowledge rather than conscious behavior. Later in life, the same movement can return without thought. An adult cat does not need or paw because it is confused about its age. It does so because the body remembers a state of calm that once existed. When your cat gently paws you, that memory finds a new surface. The action is not about the past, but about recreating a familiar internal balance. Your presence becomes the place where that balance is tested. Why the paw is so careful. There is something important in how little force is used. The claws stay retracted, the pads remain soft, and the motion rarely accelerates. Cats are capable of speed and strength, but they choose restraint here. That restraint tells us the behavior is emotional, not physical. A gentle paw is an act of trust because it removes defense. To touch without claws means the cat is not preparing for harm. It is assuming safety before it is proven. This is not a small assumption for an animal designed to survive alone. Vulnerability is always a decision. Cats do not give vulnerability freely or randomly. They offer it when the environment feels predictable. Your body, your stillness, and your emotional tone all contribute to that calculation. The paw arrives when enough signals align. It is the result of quiet observation, not impulse. Touch as communication. Cats do not communicate in explanations. They communicate in proximity, posture, and timing. A gentle paw is not meant to send a message you decode intellectually. It is meant to change the shared space between you. Often, the paw arrives without eye contact. The cat is not asking for engagement or play. Instead, it is establishing contact while preserving emotional distance. This balance allows the cat to feel connected without being overwhelmed. That balance matters deeply to them. In many cases, the paw is a question rather than a statement. Is this still calm? Is this still safe? Are you still here in the same way? Your response is not judged by words, but by stillness. Remaining present answers the question more clearly than movement ever could. The role of your nervous system. Cats are sensitive to shifts humans rarely notice in themselves. Breathing changes, muscle tension, and subtle movements all register quickly. When your internal state becomes unsettled, your body communicates it long before your voice does. Cats respond to this awareness instinctively. The gentle paw often appears when your nervous system slows. Moments of rest, quiet focus, or emotional openness create conditions cats feel drawn toward. The contact is not meant to interrupt you. It is meant to synchronize with you. In this way, the paw becomes a form of co-regulation. The cat aligns its emotional state with yours to stabilize both. This is not caretaking in a human sense. It is mutual grounding through proximity. Neither party leads, but both adjust. Why it happens during stillness. Many people notice the behavior most during calm moments. Late evenings, early mornings, or quiet afternoons invite it. When activity decreases, perception increases. Cats notice the absence of chaos as clearly as its presence. Stillness allows your cat to approach without managing unpredictability. Fast movement creates variables cats prefer to avoid. A still body is a readable body. The paw appears when there is nothing else demanding attention. This explains why the behavior fades during busier times. It is not punishment or withdrawal. It is simply timing. Cats choose moments where connection feels effortless. Stillness provides that opportunity. The difference between pawing and demanding. Not all touch carries the same meaning. A demanding paw is faster, more persistent, and often paired with vocalization. It seeks a response and escalates when ignored. A gentle paw does not escalate. The absence of urgency changes everything. There is no insistence, no pressure to act. The cat is not asking you to fix or provide. It is simply confirming presence. This distinction matters because it reveals intention. The gentle paw is not about outcome. It is about experience. The cat wants the moment, not a reward. That alone sets it apart. Why rescue cats often do this more. Cats who have experienced instability often seek reassurance through touch. This does not mean they are anxious or broken. It means they are attentive to environmental changes. Safety, once disrupted, becomes something they monitor carefully. For these cats, the gentle paw becomes a checkpoint, a way to confirm that the calm is real. The behavior may repeat more frequently, especially during emotional transitions. It is not regression, but adaptation. Over time, consistency can soften the need for checking. As trust deepens, the behavior may become rarer or more subtle, or it may remain as a quiet ritual. Either outcome reflects comfort. There is no correct version. Why cats don't do this to everyone. Cats choose their moments and their people carefully. They observe before they engage. The gentle paw appears where emotional safety has already been established. It is not offered indiscriminately. Some people are simply easier for cats to read. Their movements are predictable, their responses restrained. Cats prefer clarity over affection. A calm presence is more valuable than enthusiasm. This is why the behavior often surprises guests. They may not see it at all. The cat is not hiding it. The conditions simply are not right. Trust requires familiarity. When the paw disappears, sometimes the behavior stops without explanation. This does not mean something has gone wrong. Cats change routines as environments change. New stimuli can redirect attention. Stress, noise, or even seasonal shifts can affect expression. The internal need may still exist, but the method changes. Cats adapt rather than announce. Silence does not equal absence of trust. Often, the behavior returns quietly, without warning or ceremony, as if it never left. Cats do not hold grudges against comfort. They return when it feels available again. The next time your cat gently paws you, pause before naming it. Notice the timing, the stillness, and the emotional space you are sharing. This is not a habit to dismiss. It is a quiet exchange built on trust. Cats do not speak loudly, but they speak clearly. Their language requires patience rather than interpretation. When we slow down enough to listen, their world opens gently. These small gestures are invitations, not tricks. If this moment feels familiar in your own home, you are not alone. Many people share this experience without ever naming it. Feel free to share your story in the comments. Quiet moments deserve quiet stories. If you found something meaningful here, consider subscribing. Not for noise, not for speed, but for more thoughtful observations like this. Thank you for spending these minutes with us. We'll meet again in another small moment worth noticing.